Hello and welcome to the 24th episode of the Gochuucast. And yeah, today we're going to talk about something that we hear. You hear our voices, and we're going to talk about voice actors, which, technically we could be considered voice actors. You're playing
Yeah,
Spatula,
I guess in a way.
you're playing PK,
That's
I'm
true.
playing Daniel.
That's true. Yeah,
These are our
Daniel's-
fake
I guess,
personas.
yeah, they are. Well, yeah,
not fake,
that's like
but-
loaded to say fake personas, but like at the same time,
It's
yeah,
like the
it's
real
like
me.
the internet. Yeah, it's like the internet version of me, which is pretty much the same. But like,
no, this is the real version of me. The real life person
that's the
is
fake
like
version.
an incarnation
Oh,
of the
yeah,
voice
yeah,
you hear.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
understandable.
Yep.
I have voice actors and actresses.
All right. Voice actors.
I have a long, intimidating list.
Well,
Because
before
for
the
some
list-
reason, yeah. For some reason, I decided to just write a list instead of making links.
What do you think makes a voice actor like really, really good at their job?
Being able to speak words is a pretty good start.
We can all do that, but are we all good? Maybe.
I think
I mean, we're all good at doing our stuff on the podcast.
That's like a
maybe.
really loaded question.
That is
I
a
think
loaded question.
there's like a
What do
few
you-
different things.
Yeah.
'Cause to me, there are pretty much every show will have certain moments where you can tell, especially like emotionally charged moments, where you can tell if like a voice actor is killing it or if they're
Mhm.
just kind of struggling.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I think like those moments are always, especially in, like I said, emotionally charged shows. Those are the moments where I could really be like, yeah, this is, they are doing the thing.
Yep.
I don't know if
Yeah,
I've ever
but-
heard like of anyone do anything and be like, yeah, no, that's not it, or anything like that. At least for Japanese version. English was a whole different story, but like the only thing you
It's
think of
hard.
like, the Japanese side of things is like maybe the older stuff where like no one was a good voice actor.
Yeah.
It's not to say no one's a good voice,
Possible.
but like the technology is different, so it doesn't come through as well or something like that.
Yeah. Also, maybe just
It's hard too
those,
because
like,
we don't speak the
professionals different.
language.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like,
So
I
it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
we
like
can
we don't
feel
know how weird
emotion.
there's still
Yeah.
definitely like you can tell who's good and who's like not as like who's newer, maybe, well, not newer, 'cause new doesn't mean like bad or anything, but like let's take Princess Connect for example. Like all the like the background goons or whatever, is they're not gonna have like high tier, they're gonna have like dudes you find on the street or whatever, pay like $5 to voice this random like background character. Like the two dudes they had, the guy with the afro and his like skinny companion in the anime. I wouldn't say they're like well voiced or anything, but they're not supposed to be, I guess. Just because they're supposed to be goofy side characters.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like extras in the movie, right? You don't expect them to. Well, I mean, extras is harsh. Whatever. Background supporting characters, right? So. Yeah, that makes sense. I think what was that one that was like I'm just like when I think about like emotional voice acting, I always think about that like one like famous like scene on YouTube. This is like an anime
Is it-
Daniel has seen for sure.
it's I don't
Yeah.
understand scene from
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
It's
That's
from
like your favorite
when
show.
No, it's like 5 out of 10 show. It's when supernatural battles become commonplace. It is such a
Okay.
good scene for such a dog shit anime, and it means literally nothing. It's like such an emotionally charged scene, and the main character takes literally nothing from it, and just it's so dumb. But
It's
I will say that is probably like maybe the best example of voice acting I think I've ever heard.
yeah.
I think
you
the
can feel
one
the
that
emotion.
really comes to my mind is the last scene of Anohana. Well, not the last scene of Anohana, but
The
if you
scene that
watch
you would cry
Anohana,
at.
you know the scene, and I think that I think both the male and the female lead for that are two voice actors that I really liked a lot throughout the series, and then that scene was just like done so well to me from like the entire staff. It's not like it was just those two, but I think those two both just really sold that for me, and also the rest of the cast. Like I said, I think everyone did that good, but that's like probably the biggest scene that really like to me is what I think of when I think of what I would want with like really high quality voice acting, especially in like emotional scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I guess like an emotional scene is like easy to detect. I think there's some that I like just because of the voice, or like I guess it's like maybe harder to detect if there's just like a character that just talks in like conversation or dialogue or whatever. So that's why it's like sometimes for me it's hard to tell when someone's like really good or really bad if all they do is just like random dialogue. But like I'm sure there's a difference. Like there has to be, right? There has to be like bad dialogue acting, like for sure. It probably never comes to us because we don't understand the language, but like I'm 100% sure there has to be like bad voice acting for like literally just like a conversation.
I mean, maybe. I think I can tell when someone's doing like a good job, I say.
Mhm.
But I can agree, like, if they're just normally talking, like, unless it's like they're not trying to be good type of thing, like they're the goofy, like, comedy character, then it makes it more, I guess, like, obvious that, or it's not as obvious if they're not being the goofy one, that it's, like, bad.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the hard thing is, like, for, like, Japan's, like, really strict about it. Like, I don't know if you're going to have a bad voice actor unless, like, they have no other choice but to bring someone off the street to be the background character or something.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's...
Whereas in with a lot of dubs, that is kind of what they do, which is part of
They will
the reason why
literally get anyone for a dub. If they have
part
a
of the reason
pulse.
why there's so many dubs that just get shit on is because realistically there's just so few English voice actors that are really masters of their craft.
Even then, I don't know, dude. Even like the popular like English voice, I don't know. I've never been into.
I think
Like, I
some are
watched
fine.
dubs I think like
I really like Chris Sabat. I know that's like
I
a
prefer
normie
the
pick
Dragon
that
Ball
everyone
dub
likes.
is good.
I know everyone likes Chris Sabat, but like if we're talking about English voice actors, that's probably the big one to me. That's like any role I've seen him do.
Who did he act as?
He's
In
like
All Might and My Hero, he does Yami.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
In Black Clover.
he's Vegeta and Piccolo, I think.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, like
He
Sean
does a few
Schimmel as
pretty-
well. Is,
Yeah.
Like, he literally, like, he takes this thing, like, really seriously. Like, he'll scream so loud as Goku, he just fucking passes out. And that's, like, why I like the Dragon Ball dub more. It's just, it's, like, Grandma Goku is obviously, like, a very iconic voice actress, but it's not what I'm looking for in Dragon Ball. It's, like, I would much rather prefer the dude who passes out screaming as opposed to, like, the old grandma who's got her purse stolen type of thing.
Oh, I didn't know this, but he also does Zoro in the One Piece dub. Not that anyone watches the One Piece dub, but
Yeah.
Well,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
a lot of people did probably back in the day.
Maybe, yeah, like the start of it or whatever. At
yeah.
very
The
least.
problem was the One Piece dub just stopped getting episodes.
Because they
Yeah,
don't
they've
have enough
recently
money
started-
to just
Yeah,
give it
they've
to.
recently
Bro,
started doing it again. I
there's
think
so
they're
many
almost
episodes.
done. I think they're almost done with the second to last arc of what's currently written. But it's just like they stopped for quite a
Bro,
long time.
You tell a voice actor they have to voice One Piece, you have to like contract them for like 50 years, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot to do.
Can you imagine, like, you're like signing up for One Piece and you're like, oh, this can't possibly be that long, right? Maybe like
Yeah.
maybe I'll be here for like a decade at most, and you're here like fucking 30 years later or whatever, it's still not done.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little goofy, but like, yeah, I don't think there's many. Did they recast the dub as well, or do they
I don't think
try to find
they-
the same people?
I want to say they tried to find the same. I'm sure that there's some recasting, and I don't follow the One Piece.
The
dub.
One Piece dub, yeah, because like the thing with like we mentioned it. I think I don't know if it was last episode or like a few ago, but the Japanese scene is like, you know, everyone's like an idol if you're super popular if you're voice acting, but in America it's a passion job or whatever because you don't get paid jack
Yeah.
shit. So like they were probably like, One Piece dub. They've been going at this for a while. We keep having to pay them. That's kind of a problem. They got to get out of here. I think there's like a big stink on Twitter. Well, a few big stinks on Twitter recently
Classic,
about.
classic letter.
Yeah, these are like justified stinks though. But for the Jujutsu Kaisen movie dub, apparently they got paid like $300 to do the entire movie.
What the hell?
And they had to do it in the span of like 4 hours.
What the heck?
Yeah,
And
that's
then people wonder why Ghost Stories dub exists.
well. The Ghost Stories dub is like a
I know
completely
it's a different case,
yeah,
but it's still like that's just English voice actors getting a little fed up and being told, "Oh yeah, just have fun," and so they had fun.
yeah. Ghost Stories was like
Ghost Stories.
flopped in Japan, and they're like, all right, fuck it, whatever. Just break even, please, somehow.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's certainly an iconic dub, but yeah, like getting paid $300 for a whole movie or whatever,
that is
and that's
awful.
just probably like the main characters and shit too,
Oh, yeah,
and,
the
and
extras.
having to record it in like a short time span. Like the movie's like an hour and a half or whatever. Having 4 hours to you maybe get like some retakes or whatever, but you gotta speed run that shit.
Yeah,
but then
that sounds awful.
there's another stink as well, with Crunchyroll and the Mob Psycho season 3 dub.
Mhm.
And so what happened was the voice actor for Mob himself, they were about to start doing whatever, and he's like, Crunchyroll, what if, and hear me out, you allow us to form a union. He is no longer the voice of Mob, to say the least. Yeah, they're not too big on fair pay and quality work environment in the dubbing industry. So yeah, he was removed. There's a big stink on Twitter. Of course, it's not going to mean anything because Crunchyroll is too big to fail. So
Okay, understandable.
yeah, it's
that's like
unfortunate. You can't do anything about it, but it's like I don't know.
No, yeah, I mean, also if you just don't pay people, it's like, I mean, what kind of work do you expect in return? So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, hey, just let us have. He didn't even actually like. He said, hey, just at least listen to what the union has to say. You don't have to say yes or no or anything like that. And they're like,
Yeah.
or we could just fire you and not have to hear about this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mob got recast in the third and final season, so that's a little goofy.
They sound like, well, I mean, you haven't watched it.
I
but
have no fucking clue.
I just feel, I also hate that when voice actors change. Like,
That's
I know
actually
it's like,
funny enough. That's what got me into sub. So it was I watched the Fairy Tale, or it was the Dragon Ball dub, of course, but then the Fairy Tale dub as far as I could anyway. But and then Sword Art Online, and then my fourth ever anime, High School DxD. And so for a bit it was it was season 1 and 2 was fine, but then you get to like season 3 and the voice actor just changes from like maybe like average voice to just like the deepest shit ever. I'm like,
the heck?
I'm like, this is not even close. Wait, what the fuck? And so I'm like, I wonder like if the Japanese version is like going to make me not hate this. And so I listened to it. I'm like, this is like kind of close to the English one. And then and so after that it's like, well, this Fairy Tale has more episodes in sub that aren't dubbed yet. And so then I caught up on Fairy Tale or whatever through the sub. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep doing this shit. I'm used to it now. And
I
so
think
I
that's
never looked back.
Yeah, I think that's roughly the same for me, where it was I watched a lot of dubs when I first started watching anime because easily accessible. Most of the shit that was on like normal Netflix and stuff also had dubs. And then eventually I realized that, oh, there's more content most of the time if I just watch it in sub. And that just slowly went from like, 1 or 2 shows every so often to me just being like, every show I watch is subbed. And it's not necessarily because I prefer one or the other in like the elitist way that a lot of people do, but it's just because it's accessible and it gives me more story. And that was like the thing.
Yeah, I remember it was lucky because after that I then watched Attack on Titan as like my 5th, I think. And I watched it. I wasn't like very keen on like pirate sites or anything back then. I had one for like Fairy Tail and Dragon Ball specifically, and it's dead now, unfortunately. RIP to whatever that site was. I can't remember, but I watched the first season of Attack on Titan on YouTube. That was cool, and so obviously that was it was subbed. It was like one of those things where it was like 240p. It was like reverse image or whatever, except for the subs.
Oh yeah.
It had the border around it,
Yeah.
and all the copyright avoiding tools.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah,
a
I
thing.
think. Yeah, I think the same thing was like when I watched like Haruhi in like 2007 or whatever. Well, I mean, it was a very different time, but it was like super weird. It was just like something was wrong, and like on the same website, like every episode would look like a little bit different. It was like really weird. I think like the thing about like voice changing from like season to season or whatever, it's like it still sticks in my mind with like Pokemon, where I watched the first season, like almost all of it at home, and then I think I took like a break from Pokemon, and then I went back to Johto, and they had the same voice actors then, and then I watched some Orange Islands, they had the same voice actors, and then I think from the third gen like onwards from like Advance or Hoenn or whatever, I think Ash's voice actor as well as Brock's. I forgot Brock was not there initially, or like yeah, he wasn't there. But I think Ash and James also had like his voice actor change, and like James used to be like iconic, like the dubbed James from like the
Dude,
Dub
first season.
it's
James
so
was one of the best.
fucking goofy.
Dude is actually really good, and he changed, and I was like, dude, this sounds so weird. I was like 8 or
Was it
something, and it was like,
was it like
yeah,
an actual change, or because you know how
no, it was actually
because like
like,
like Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents had like a much different voice as well. But like,
oh, I don't
was it
remember.
a voice actor? Because like some of them like just get older, their
Pretty sure.
voices change or whatever. So I don't know if like
No, I'm pretty sure James changed, and I'm like pretty sure Ash changed.
Do you
Um,
imagine if they
yeah.
just had Ash voice actor just like have him undergo puberty? His voice just drops.
What the heck?
okay, they did. Let's see. Why did they change James' voice in Pokemon? We changed the voice actors for the main characters because we were told the actors who used to provide voices to our characters had conflicting contractual commitments.
Okay, yeah, figures. Anyway, when I was a kid, I was like disappointed, or like it was just very jarring. Not that I didn't necessarily enjoy it, but I don't know. You get
Like
attached to those voices as a
especially
kid.
yeah, exactly. Especially when you're younger. It's almost like a betrayal where it's like, how could you change this on me?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
just felt weird. That's all.
it always does. I guess you're used to one thing and then it changes for like really. I mean, it's,
Hmm.
I guess sometimes good reason, but like it's a little wacky.
Yeah, thankfully now I watch like one or two seasons, or like equivalent of like maybe 25 episodes of an anime. So it's like
Yeah,
doesn't usually change. So thankfully
and
there's that.
rarely does like Japanese voice acting change. Recently there was one kerfuffle with the voice of he does Anos and Misfit of Demon King or yeah, Demon King Academy or whatever, and then he was
No,
Draken in Tokyo Revengers. And so he was the one who cheated on Lisa or had an affair or whatever. And so that's a big no
I like
no.
the singer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big no no in Japan. And so he was ostracized or whatever.
Cheating is a big no-no everywhere, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like in Japan, like
Okay,
like
but
over
it
into
was
the
like,
U.S., you're not gonna lose your job over it or whatever, and you're acting roles and stuff. But in Japan, you're
Yeah,
like,
sure, I
that's
guess.
like a really bad look.
were they even
Yeah.
like married or anything?
Yeah, they're married.
They were okay.
They like took a break and then they like got back together. I think so. It's all
Which like
solved now, I guess.
shouldn't matter if they were married or not necessarily, but that is I think the thing for a lot of people that like escalates that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's like I don't
Yeah.
know, but yeah, he is no longer voicing those characters. I'm sure he'll get more roles in the future, but like he to like lose part of like your career or whatever. Because I mean, those are animes getting like multitude of seasons.
Yeah. I think yeah, I think I would just find it like very jarring for it to happen to sub. Thankfully it just doesn't happen, so good. Um what are some voice actors you guys like in particular, or like voice acting performances? Maybe that's like an easier thing to do. Or like yeah.
So I have some fun ones on here just because as you guys know, I am big into like idol shows and music shows and stuff like that. So I have a couple that
Okay.
are like uh, Ayako Hashi, which is the voice actor for Saya from Band Dream, which is my favorite anime character. Just period. Not for any particular reason, but one of the main, well, I say that as in there's several reasons, I guess. But one of the things that for me with her stands out a lot is that she's the drummer for the band, but also she just has a very beautiful singing voice. Just honestly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so
they're
in songs, yeah.
There's some
They're-
voice actors who like sing like the. Well, I guess it's different for like an idol because it's like obviously like based on
Yeah,
singing.
obviously
but, like,
you should be able to
but like
sing
there's
at
some
least
that like
a little
actually
bit.
sing like the opening themes and stuff. So
Well, yeah, and she is one of those ones that she does opening songs for stuff and all this type of stuff, which I didn't necessarily know at the time. But yeah, so that was one of the ones that I would like really highlight because one, it's my favorite character, but two, also like one of the things that really stood out for me with her was just her abilities as not just a voice actor, but also as a singer and a musician. And that's
Yeah.
kind of the same thing with Aimee, who is also a voice actor from Bandori. Although I think that with Ivy for me, a lot of her non-Bandori roles are the things that got me a little more excited about her. So in Bandori, she plays the main, quote, main character Kasumi, who's the main singer for the same band as Saya. But then outside of that, she does a lot of really good music roles. She does a lot in like other various singing anime, does OPs, EDs for a lot of different stuff, all that type of stuff. I recently learned about a month or two ago that she did an ED in Fairy Tail, which I didn't know from way back. And then the other big music-y one I have, and it's not someone that I have on here because of her music stuff necessarily, but it's Akari Kito, who plays a character in Love Live Yukisaki. But a lot of people who are listening would know her for like Nezuko from Demon Slayer, Tsukasa from Tonikawa. I know her as Kate from Shadow's House, but not a ton of people watch that, I don't imagine.
I'm trying to see if I can find
I
anything
want
that
to
is.
say she's on my
Horikita from
list.
Classroom of the Elite.
Oh, it is her. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then yes, sure. I mean,
Momo from Demon Girl Next Door, which I don't think you watched.
No.
You might
No.
have heard also, Daniel, because she did Aru in Hitori Bochi.
I don't think she's on my favorite list, but
That's
I
fair.
do like her.
you hate her. That's crazy.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
He absolutely despises her.
But I mean, yeah, I do like her as a voice actress or whatever.
Yeah, those are like the three for me that I like are among my favorites, and it's a lot of the reason for that is just because of music and because of how much I like it. Listen to various music animes.
Yeah, I wonder like what the process is of like whether they're picked for their singing ability. Maybe you guys know, or like they
Pretty
just
sure
learn
both.
how to sing.
It's probably
No, I mean not
'cause
specifically for idols, but like for other ones.
a
Yeah.
lot of it's almost like a requirement to be able to sing in some capacity.
Yeah.
For
Sure.
like Japanese voice acting or whatever. So, I mean, I mean, especially if it's like an idol anime. Obviously, if you're a good singer, then you'll
Sure,
you'll get thrown in. But like maybe there's like a specific character archetype they're looking for. Like
A lot of like the idol and like music animes and stuff like that, like the Love Lives and Bandoris will have essentially programs and stuff like that where it's like audition, get in, you don't have characters that you're going to play as. It's like this big process as opposed to just like, oh, this is a good voice actor and he can play this type of character. A lot of times they'll also have to think of like the singing voice if it fits the character as well. If in the case of Bandori, they can also play the instruments that they're going to be voice acting for those characters. Because I think over half of the Bandori bands do live performances as well.
Yeah, they
with their-
probably do.
Where their
Yeah,
voice
I feel like I've
actress
seen
is
them,
actually playing
videos. Yeah.
the instruments and doing the live concerts. So for something like Bandori, that's something that's actually important is like, oh, if you're playing this character who can play guitar, do you know how to play guitar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's they have to be multi-talented, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you have to be
It's,
very
like,
talented
harder than you
depending
think.
on the job or whatever.
There was a
Sure.
joke about this I saw because there's a series that the voice actress from Bocchi the Rock is doing called Road to Guitar Hero, which is just a series where she is learning how to play guitar because the character she's voicing plays guitar, but she's learning to play guitar up to the level where she can play the opening song of the anime. And it was
That's
kind
cool.
of a fun series to see because it's one of those things where it's like, oh, so here we have a voice actress who doesn't know the instrument of her character, but is also like, oh, now would be the perfect time to like pick this up as a skill.
Yeah. That's cool. I saw you posted or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And
Yeah,
so
it
I was
was-
like, all right, whatever. I can't read this. I'm just gonna
Yeah, I
move
posted
on.
episode 1, and I went into it, and it was like, oh, no subtitles, and they're just talking this episode. Okay.
Yeah. But I guess
Yeah. Are there any? What about you, Daniel? Any voice actors in particular that stand out?
yes, I have a lot of voice actresses that I like. In terms of like the male side, it's not that I like just like males or anything, but I can't think of like
Likely
many.
story.
I can't. Okay, I can't think of many that like because I can say like the basic bitch ones like the Kendra Asuda or whatever.
Nobuhiko Okamoto. I
Yeah.
can't say that.
I could say
Okamoto.
all the easy ones, I guess, but there's no like and not that I'm not gonna fucking say some obvious ones for the female side of things, but anyway, so my favorite voice actress is Inari Minase, which is a little goofy because not a single one of my favorite characters in my top 25 is voiced by her, but that's besides the point. I mean, there was one, but she was ostracized when Chisato came into the scene. But basically, let's see, she's voiced a considerable amount of things.
Name sounds very, very familiar.
Yeah, you would know her as Rem from ReZero.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
yeah. So she's in a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
She was Somley, which is one of my shows in my top 10. She's Chino from Gochumon, which the fucking namesake of the show, and
Yep.
also in my top 10. The character that I liked that she played and was in the top 25 at one point was from the childhood friend romance anime Kuroha. She obviously, like I just said, she has been sacrificed for the placement of someone else. But I mean, she's in pre-con, did does Kasumi, and Rem is also in pre-con too, because crossover moment. But
Everyone's in Precon.
yeah, I mean, she just does a whole lot of shit. She's been voice acting for a long time too, and like pretty young, because she's only 26 right now. But I think she started in like 2013 or 14. Hold on.
Yo, I'm 26 too. That's crazy.
She started in 2010 actually. So 12 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago.
So 14.
Yeah, she was 14 when she did her first role, which is
Good
pretty
to hear.
wild.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. That's the thing. It's like a girl's voice like just doesn't change as much. So you like theoretically. Well, I mean, not theoretically. This is what they do. They have adults voicing like kids and stuff. But I
Yeah.
mean, hey, you get started early. Like, good for you, I guess.
Like she voiced Chino in 2014, so she's been 18 then or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, fair
And
enough.
so I wouldn't say like her voice has not changed much from then. She has like a
No.
you can
And
always
also,
it's one of those characters you can always like tell it's her, but she always adapts her voice to the character pretty well. Like Chino's much softer, while like Rem is a bit more peppy or something like that. But yeah, I would say she's just consistent, and she does a lot of characters I like in a lot of shows that I like, and so it just kind of clicked, I guess. But then we mentioned in the pre-production or whatever, Rie Takahashi is like one of favorite for fucking everyone. She's really I'll get clips of like every now and then of her in like real life as well, and she's like a absolute goober is basically the only way to put it. But she's like a million bajillion different characters.
Yeah, she
You'd
does.
know her as Amelia from ReZero, but like I've watched fucking 3 seasons of Takagi. She's obviously Takagi in that. Megumin from Konosuba. It's like her like big 3 probably. But
Mash
I mean,
from Fate, not that anyone cares.
correct. No one
Yeah.
cares.
No.
But
But she's okay. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say
what? Say it.
it. Rent a girlfriend.
Yeah, she's the
Yeah,
only good character in
that is
Rent a
true.
Girlfriend. Yeah.
She's gonna be the character from Oshinoko, right? The main character.
I don't. Okay, so I've read like 6
Is she
chapters.
the main character? I don't know.
I don't know how to describe it. She's the cover girl.
Okay. Cover girl, I'll take that.
It's called. I'm only 6 chapters in, and I think so. It's rumored right now that Oshinoko is going to be an hour and a half fucking premiere episode, which is literally just a movie.
Literally a movie.
So
I keep making jokes about it too, and I'm like, are you guys excited for the Oshinoko movie?
I can't believe that's so fucking wild. That is taking production to the next level. What studio is doing this? I need to look at this. But yeah, no, she's gonna be doing Oshinoko. Let's see, the studio is Takakobo. Who the fuck? They did Shikamori, Osamake, Annoying Senpai Selection Project. Okay, they're like
so it's gonna look very nice.
They're very the new game. They're very inoffensive studio is the best way to put it. But
Dumbbell, they did Fishy.
I think it's supposed to. Someone said it's probably gonna adapt like the first 13 chapters or something like that. Which probably makes sense.
8 chapter. Is it a monthly?
No,
Oshinoko?
it's weekly. I'm pretty sure.
Weekly.
I haven't caught up to it obviously.
So they're going to be doing like a chapter an episode plus having a movie.
No. I mean 13 chapters for the first episode.
I see. That makes way more sense. Okay.
Yeah, that would be fucking wild for a weekly.
I thought you meant for the show, and I was like,
no,
what?
that'd be awful pacing. For most anime or whatever, but no, it should just be hour and a half, 13 chapter. I mean, someone said 13. It's like speculative or whatever, but
yeah.
Yes, some other. So we mentioned I don't understand earlier. One of my favorites and probably a favorite of a lot of people is Saori Hayami. I'm pretty sure she's the one who did the I don't understand scene. You would know her as fuck. Okay, who someone spat would know. I actually don't know if you
Ruby from Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby from fucking Ruby. She just did. But I guess you'd know her as that. She's like Yukino from Origairu, which is so she's one of my favorite characters right there. Nishimiya she's from Silent Voice. She's the deaf one.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, which is pretty like wild role. Like, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah. Didn't she like learn how to like? It's like something. Was it her that I forget? Someone like learned how to like.
I mean, I assume she had to learn to do that. I guess it'd be kind of wild if like they just like removed her hearing or something for.
Oh, she's the main character or like the main girl from Yamada Kun in the 7, which was good show.
She's the main girl from Seraph too. Well, main girl's maybe a strong word, but she's Shinoa, the best girl from Seraph.
She's in a lot of shit. She's a very, very high profile.
One of the voice actors of all time.
Yeah, she is one of the voice actresses of all time. She's Yor in Spy Family right now.
I remember it was a big deal with her. Around the time that she got Yor, she also got Yamato from One Piece. And so I just saw her all over like all of my timelines for everything.
Yeah. Let's see. So I'm just gonna go through like my fucking annual list favorites or whatever. I can skip over Minami because she's just a singer, not a voice actress.
I think it's funny that earlier Daniel was talking about how he doesn't have very many male voice actors.
Yeah, I have all sorts of the females.
I have like 5 of them all lined up.
All right, well, good. You're going to be the what's it called for this?
Yeah. Of course. And they're almost all fake characters. That's the worst part.
Classic.
Not all of them, but almost all of them.
Like everyone would know, like Nao Toyama. She does, I think, just Tomoe Kogashi. So that's one of my favorites. I don't think she's on any of my others, but she would be, like Yui from Origairu. She just does a lot of shit.
Away from Bunny Girl.
She
voice acts the girl in
Climb
Encouragement of Climb. Yeah,
we mentioned that.
We just
watched it.
I just didn't connect.
She's also in Rent a Girlfriend. We don't talk about that though. But
That's great.
either way, she's done a lot of shit. And she's like really good at singing too. Classic. But and then we got Miyu Tomita. She's Ino in Love Is War. She was in a lot of shit this year specifically. I would say you can definitely like always tell when it's her, but it's just like one of those voice actresses like you don't care. She's just good at what she does. She makes Rico from Made in Abyss like slightly more tolerable, I assume, or I guess.
That's crazy.
It's like the one character I absolutely just despise, and she's the main character. And I'm like, why do you have to have the voice actress that I really like? She's just such a. If I can replace, it's the Plank theory. If I can replace her character with Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy, then it's a bad character. She's
Plank is crazy,
she does
bro.
the redhead from the other climbing anime. Fuck.
But Miyu Tomita in a lot of shit. Just in general, like just for 2022 alone, it's fucking wild. It's just all of her years, I guess. Recently, anyway. Let's see. I should just fucking open new tab whenever I do this stuff.
I think the one like performance that I really liked. So I just pulled up the actress. Was from ReZero. Especially I guess because she has a more prominent role in the second season. Was Ram. I don't know why, but I thought that the way she talks is like the way she does it like for the entire season. Well, I guess both seasons technically, but she's not that prominent.
Like her quips or whatever.
Yeah, like the not just the lines itself, but like the tone. It's like robotic, but like not robotic. You know what I mean? It's like there's a word for it. I can't think.
Feel
of
the
it.
emotion in it, like monotone, kind of.
Yeah, monotone, but it's like
you can feel the emotion in it.
Monotone, but it's like not monotone that is boring. It's just like monotone that's like
deadpan?
Everything just kind of like matter of fact, and it's just like
deadpan.
Yeah, deadpan. Sure. Yeah, I really liked. I thought that was like done well. Like I don't think there was like a lot of necessarily like a lot of emotion needed, but I thought that was like done well because it's like iconic, I guess, or I just remember it in my head.
Yeah.
So that was Rie Murakawa. Yeah, I'm just trying to see what other. I think I looked and I didn't find anything that I recognize. I mean, Ram wasn't like a super big character in season 1, if I remember correctly. So I guess
yeah, she was like 2, but she was there for like arc 2 and then like the later half of arc 3.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe she's not that big of a voice actor. I can't recognize any names here. So.
Let me look real quick just before you make a clown of yourself. I need to.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure there are. It just doesn't seem like a lot of these are like super big.
I'm like really bad with names unless I like really like them.
Yeah.
Not like an insane amount. She does have range because fucking Megu from Gochuucast is like a completely different voice to like Ram. I wouldn't say she's low profile. I wouldn't say she's like at the tippity top either. I guess Ram would definitely be her like biggest role.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was like really well done. And I guess like you mentioned, like, different voices. That's like the talent of voice actors, right? Being able to swap or like this one thing.
She did her own. She has a lot of performances, but she did her own insert song or whatever for her big scene in the second part of season 2 for ReZero. But they do a lot of like character songs or whatever because Amelia had one, Rem had one in season 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Want to cover that multi-talent coming in.
Yeah, and I don't think they're I didn't find the singing bad or anything. Although I guess there's a lot of post production that might go into that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's cool when they can incorporate that. The voice actor is actually singing, especially if it's the voice actor like right after like an emotional moment with that character. I mean, that's like always super cool. So
yeah,
that was like one performance that I picked out that I thought was like really really good. I know PK mentioned Ayano Koji from. I think it's just like deadpan characters. I think it's just like it's just cool. Like I don't know. It's just like how can you talk like that for that long? Like
I
It's
mean,
just like,
it's like little takes or whatever each time, basically. But
of course, yeah, I know, it's like, yeah, but I mean, just like, it's hard to imagine someone doing that actually in real life, as in like that kind of character, like always talking like that. Like you would never meet. I mean, I don't think there are very many people who would like actually talk like that for their entire life, you know?
yeah.
It's
So
funny because I mentioned
yeah.
the Ayano Koji character not for him, but because he voice acts Shin Nozen from '86, who's one of my favorite male characters, and he also voice acts Kabe Taijin from Kongming.
Kong Ming.
And those are just two characters that I really liked. I thought he did. Obviously, I'm really biased because Shin's one of, if not my favorite male character, and Kabe Taijin's just a fun character from Kongming.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, I thought it was funny looking at this and seeing him for like those types of roles and being like, oh yeah, I like a lot of the stuff he does, and scroll up and I see Ano Koji there, and I'm like, oh, Spat's gonna talk about him.
Yeah,
He was
I thought he was good.
also the main character of Sugiyaki Rei, which like is a younger voice, but you can definitely like tell it's still him.
Yeah, yeah. I think what was that guy's name? Yeah, so the other one that I was thinking of that's like very like iconic, or like a lot of people really like Steins Gate is like my favorite anime.
Is
It's
it?
like
Can I
yeah,
guess?
Okabe's voice. Yeah.
Oh, Okabe. Never
Was
mind.
that?
Okay, I lied.
Yeah, yeah. Oh wait,
you were
who
gonna.
were you saying?
I thought you were gonna mention like Kana Hanazawa or something. Who is Mayuri?
Oh, Mayuri.
Yeah.
Do. No.
I do.
Okay,
do
sorry,
like...
I don't really like Mayuri. Sorry, I don't really. I just don't like a character that much. Like,
I like.
anyway,
Mayuri.
yeah, Okabe, like, he has like that laugh, like, the like mad scientist laugh is like it's just so silly. I thought he did a good job of like, portraying the character in a specific way, but then like when the scenes got emotional, or like when it was appropriate, he's able to switch, which was good, because I think like having a silly dude like be silly and like have a silly voice for like the entire thing just would not work. But you need someone to do that for the parts where he is like a silly mad scientist. So that was really good. Did a good job of like swapping between like the different situations. So that was like one performance that I thought was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's also voiced some other stuff, and I just like can't think of the top of my head, but he like it's like a random anime I've seen that he did he voice it when it was, let me see. No, maybe this is a different one. Yeah, I was thinking he voiced someone in Gundam, but it was like a different.
And also run through all my favorite voice actors. I have, what is this, 6 of them that I have lined up here.
Fate moment.
They're not just for Fate. Like, one of them I have is Takehiro Sakurai, who is Merlin from Fate, which is one of the most base characters. But he also does Geto from Jujutsu Kaisen. He does Reagan from Mob Psycho. Does Giyu from Demon Slayer.
My brain, I don't know why, it like shifted. It like ignored that you said Giyu and said Ginyu, and I'm like, I don't remember him in Demon Slayer.
He does Licked from Black Clover, a few other different roles, but they just like, if you know all these characters, they all kind of have this similar-ish archetype of like quiet and sometimes scheming, except for Reagan, of course, who is Reagan. There's no other way to describe that character. One of the characters of all time. He's also, though, this season going to be voice acting Sai from Blue Lock, who is a character that no one knows to this point if you are just watching the first 2 episodes of the anime. But probably my favorite character from the series. But I don't even know if Sai is going to be showing up in the first season of Blue Lock. 24 episodes, Sai might show up. I mean, he's been is a voice actor, so clearly he must show up in some
I
capacity.
was gonna say, if he's gonna voice act the motherfucker, he's gotta show up.
No. You're right. It was a dumb comment. That is correct.
Bring him to the studio just for nothing. He's
It's
like, hey, bro, what's
we
up?
want you to do this guy, maybe, if we get a season 2.
Maybe if we have time. Yeah, not my finest comment, but yeah. He's gonna be doing pretty fun character from Blue Lock. Apparently, he voices someone in Urusei, but I have no idea who this dude is. So
Yeah.
Merlin.
Yeah.
I have all of the fucking Fate Zero characters because I'm Fate Zero fanboy. Rikita Koyama, who voices Kiritsugu, but he voiced a lot of dad characters. Voices Food Wars dad. He voices Rengoku's dad in Demon Slayer.
Oh, you just reminded me of something to bring up later.
Voices not a dad character, but Klaus from Kekai Sensen, Dante from Black Clover. I don't know. Kiritsugu is one of my favorite characters in terms of like how I thought they were written, and I think his voice acting was pretty good for the most part in Fate Zero. It's been a while since I watched it, so I can't speak too much to that. On the flip side, though, someone who I do remember had really good voice acting was Kirei Kotomide from Fate Zero, and also the Stay Nights and all that type of stuff. Voiced by Joji Nakata. Can't wait till I hear about how badly I butchered all these names. But
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, dude,
also-
we have to say so many names.
also from Fate, he also voices Hassan. Which
Oh, he voiced the
the
news
Twitch
commentator
streamer,
guy from
exactly.
Food Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
just realized that.
But yeah,
Okay.
this guy voices King Hassan from Fate as well, which is a character that shows up in a lot of the Grand Order stuff and is incredibly based.
Hassan, like Hassanabi, the streamer.
Yeah, I already made that joke, unfortunately.
Oh
Beat you
shoot!
to it. He voices also
Always late.
Nianta from Log Horizon, and everyone else on here is like Naruto character, Code Geass character, but not like ones that
Yeah, this guy's a
anyone
boomer.
really cares
This
too
guy's a
much
boomer,
about.
bro.
He does play
A
a
lot
bit
of
of boomer
2001,
roles.
2002. Yeah.
And then I have the voice actors for Gilgamesh, Tomokazu Seki. Good enough. He does Gilgamesh, but he also does Panda from Jujutsu Kaisen. He does Al from ReZero, which I don't know anything about continuing ReZero content, but
He
I
will
assume Al
play.
will have a pretty
He will play a role in some capacity.
which is interesting.
Spoilers.
He does Rob Lucci from One Piece, Rekka from Fire Force, which, if I remember right, Rekka was a character that had some fun voice acting stuff because he kind of goes crazy.
I don't remember shit from Fire Force. I've done watched the anime and read the manga, and I still don't remember shit. I don't know why I read the manga, but I did.
He does Daru from Steins Gate. I'm
Yeah.
scrolling.
I read most
There's
of the manga.
Kana, Ueda, Ueda. That was too many letters. Ueda.
Five is too many. That's
I
crazy.
said
It's-
five
you
letters.
said,
It's four.
It's Ueda?
Ueda.
Oh,
She voices
Ueda.
it's
Ueda.
Anastasia's
Yeah,
voice
Ueda.
actor,
Okay.
but also the voice actress for Rin Tosaka and all of the Rin faces.
I see.
Dude, Tracy Sketchett's name was Kenji.
Perhaps a
in
bit biased
Japanese.
because as I
It's
go
crazy.
through this list, I'm like, yeah, I see her and I see Anastasia and then Kurumi from Precon, just based, but Undine from Black Clover. And
You
that's my onslaught of fake characters.
you said, before I forget, you said you had like the dad voice actors, but I bring to you something even more convincing. I'm
All
going I'm going to link this voice actress, and you're going to scroll through, and you're going to see nothing but moms. She voices
not
every
the
mom.
Not the
She
mom voice
literally
actor.
voices
We've
every
looked at this before,
fucking
haven't we?
yeah. She
Sorry.
voices
Mommy?
literally every mom in anime. She's doing the mom from Do It Yourself this season.
She has a few grandmas.
Yeah, that's actually true. What
Yeah.
the heck? I'm just like
She's Komi's
scrolling
mom. She's the queen who is a mom in Shield Hero, the queen or like former queen or whatever in fucking Realist Hero, the Clanad mom, the Tawawa mom.
the redhead girl from World End.
Oh yeah, she's basically a mom. Like she's
Yeah.
like caretaker, I guess.
Nurse Joy. That's crazy.
Macrophage from Cells at Work. Basically, mom.
The fucking dude, hold on, I have to fucking
Oh my god,
find it.
Cecile from
This is quite the typecast that we are looking
She
at here, I
literally
will say.
only voices mothers. It is insane. I need to find my favorite one. Hold on. Where is it?
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy?
It's she voices like
There was another one I feel like we looked at before that like used to be the mom voice actor until like 5 years ago, 6, 7, like a couple years ago, and then she suddenly transitioned to grandmas. I remember looking at this with
okay, here it
it
is.
might have not been you, but someone, and just watching the transition from moms to grandmas.
Literally, these are like right next to each other. One of their characters is called Mother Motomiya from AKB, but then she also voiced Mama Grizzly. She's a fucking grizzly bear from Shirokuma Cafe. Like she knew what her calling was in life, and that was specifically to voice moms and nothing else. And which she's very good at it. I will say that she's very like motherly character voice. What did she do before moms? She's just always done moms. God, she has been voice acting for a long fucking time. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about any of these characters
She's
down
the
here.
mother
But
voice actor.
they can't all be moms though until a while.
I mean, I'm looking at characters from the 90s. Shirley's some of them
some
are
of these
still
are
mom.
definitely not.
I'm not gonna lie. Like the Ranma one half looks like a mom. She might not be. But I don't know. They kind of still feel like I'm in mom territory, even if I go back to the 90s.
I don't know. I have no clue. I'm not gonna like speculate on which characters are mothers and which aren't. I'm just gonna move on to my next point. This will involve a male voice actor actually, but at first, I need to mention one of my favorites who will then link into the next one. So Ayana Taketatsu is like Tsundere Supreme, but she's good at it. She's like I don't hate the tsunderes that she does because they're not like super soon or whatever. So she's like Kotori from Date Alive, Kay from Classroom of the Elite, Nino from Quince. Let's see. I guess like
The blonde girl from girlfriend.
Yeah, we don't talk about her.
I don't like her.
And then
You don't like the fangs.
she is I think she have the most voices on my favorites because she does what's it called? Let me open it real quick. Because she does the Kiss This Girl, and then she also does Kotori.
Of course, she does the Kiss This Girl. Oh my god.
Classic.
Actually, fuck. Okay, maybe Kaide Hondo has the most on my what's it called? Or they're tied at the very least. Anyway, but yeah, she's like the good tsundere, I guess, and she is voicing someone in her knife flops right now, which that first episode is one of the most wild I've seen in a long time. I'm not going to talk about that though because it was too wild. But
Did it flop or did it not flop?
It was
sounded
something,
like it
dude.
Did a little flop.
If you look in Weeb chat or whatever, I gave like a slight. You can probably look up Renai flops and like slowly like scroll up or whatever, and you'll see a big black box. Well, not a big black box, but a spoiler box that describes the first episode. it's something to behold.
I say is do not read that one live.
Yeah, don't read it out. But then she's also going to be voice acting a character from Kubo next season, which is very epic. But she is married to Yuki Kaiji, who is like, I wanted to bring up, it was a tweet that SCP linked one time, where it's like, it has to be so weird to be fucking Yuki Kaiji, or Kaji, because he has to wake up and he has to play Eren and like talk about like killing titans and shit, and then he has to like go into his next voice acting role and ask Takagi not to tease him. Just fucking cold blooded and then asking not to get teased. But he's also like Todoroki and My Hero. He is the High School DxD main character. I feel like, how have I not watched more with him in it? Like Eren and Nishikata are like the main things. And Todoroki, I guess. But yeah. Where did I get fucking pinged? Oh, okay.
I might have accidentally pinged
Yeah,
him.
you'll have to ping on.
I was linking him to the review.
Yeah, it was a wild ass fucking first episode, dude. I have not. It was like I don't even know. I can't say I'm excited to watch more. But you know, first episode's
you know
done.
How he is. He will be.
Episode 2 is tomorrow, so we'll fucking see. Maybe it picks up. I left out a lot of wild things as well, as you can probably like guess, I suppose.
Yeah, I would think so because you gave us like 3. Like,
I gave you like the tip of the iceberg.
But then it was like, okay, well those surely can't take 20 minutes. So, oh no.
It was something else, dude. It was like I don't know. It was like it's an anime original for sure. That is something I can say.
One of the anime originals of all time.
Yeah, I can't see it being a favorite here, but it had the voice actresses, and I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I would need more stuff to watch. I'll probably regret it later, but I mentioned Kaide Hondo. She does like Maple from Bofuri. And just aired last season. She was fun. Charlotte from Pharmacy, Eiko from Kong Ming.
Wait. Pause. So,
yeah,
her name is Kaide Hondo.
Yeah, and she plays Kaide Hanjo.
Yeah. I said it was funny because I remember that Maple was named Kaide, but I didn't remember her last name.
It was Hanjo.
Oh, what the heck?
It's like literally a character built for her, basically.
It's actually really funny. I just happened to look at it now. Oh, she does Aiko.
Yeah, I just said that.
Saki. Yeah, I was. I was busy. I was intaking the fact that Kaide Hondo plays Kaide Hanjo.
She plays Elena as well. Well, that's a top 3 right there.
She plays Laika from Slime 300. That's a good character.
I think I recognize that.
I'm sure you do, Spat. Big Slime 300 fan he is.
No. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. But that's fine.
Girls. I think the other person that I had that I haven't really talked about is Ikumi Hasegawa, who does Lena from 86. But she also does Desumi from Love After World Domination. She's going to be doing Ikuyo Kita, who is the singer from Bocchi the Rock, coming out this season.
I see.
Did Minami from Tomozaki.
Me.
Yeah, that one. she did other Minami from My Stepmom's Daughter Is My Ex.
Yes.
Maybe not one of her finest roles, but a role that she definitely did. That is one thing that can be said about it. I think she's somewhat newish. I want to say
I think one time I looked
was when she really started getting like a lot of roles. She got Tomozaki role in 2021, Lena role in 2021.
Yeah, she's definitely glowing up right now because in our 2018 year was not her finest show, and she was random elf girl who has been through some things from Goblin Slayer.
Yeah. 2019, she was
a dude
side character from My Roommate Is a Cat.
Maybe that's a child voice. I don't know. But
2022, she had 4 roles, and one of them was interspecies. But yeah, 2021 she started to glow up. this year, she's the singer for Bocchi the Rock, which I love both of the songs that we've gotten from Bocchi the Rock so far. So, since I've already said a lot of my high-ranking voice actresses are based off music, she's like shooting up the rankings currently because I just really like those songs a lot.
Yeah, she's on the rise here. Let's see.
This is really random, but I saw someone with what was it? Stepmother's child is my ex or whatever.
Stepmom's daughter is my ex, yeah.
I saw someone with a profile picture of one of the characters for like the first time ever.
No.
It's just like really random, but I'm like, wait, I recognize this person.
Wait, I know what this
I
is.
I think I had Minami as mine for like 2 days, maybe at best. I think I had her, and then I like really started like Chisato. Then Chisato like stayed my profile picture for the entire season. So
yeah, it's like really random. I just like saw it, and I was like, damn.
She was like a character that I really wanted to like in Stepmom's Daughter is my ex.
She didn't show up
And I
much
didn't
like the
hate
second
her.
half.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't hate her, but she very much was still a side character.
Yeah. That was like so random. Yeah, I think like the thing that it's like hard for me to like recognize like which actors / actresses I like, just because like we talked about, it's just like they have different voices for like different characters. So it's like honestly, if you're like,
for me, it's just like look at your favorite characters or like characters that have done things
they do a good job
that
of
impact you, and then go to that voice actor and then look.
Yeah,
especially for Daniel and I, since we've seen like a good chunk of things, it's like they probably have done several roles in stuff that we like. So
yeah, I think it's just like it's hard for me to tell like what's good or like
without
bad,
knowing the
so it's
language.
Like, yeah, it's just tell me what's good or bad. So it's like, okay, I like this character, I like how they act, or like I like the voice or whatever, I like how they played the character. But then they're like, okay, I recognize them from some other anime, but it's like I like how they played that character, but it's like I feel like if I picked another random voice actor, I might find a character I like. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I mean, hey, if they're good at like doing different roles and I like all the voices like that I recognize, and like, hey, they're doing a good job. It's just like it's hard for me to recognize the voice often, which I guess like contributes to it probably. So
yeah, I have the opposite problem where I'll hear a voice and I'll be like mid-episode.
You'll immediately know who it is. Yeah.
Well, I'll either know who it is or I'll be like, oh fuck, I know them. And I have to like pause it and I have to go look up their voice actor. And then
I'm somewhere in between where a lot of times I'll hit that pause moment where I'm like, fuck, who is this? But I don't usually know immediately, or I'll know like the character.
I'll try to avoid
the voice actor.
I definitely don't know the names often. I'll be like, oh, that's like super, like I think fuck, what was the show? I don't remember what it was, but I knew it was it might have been Realist Hero, but I'm like, fuck, I know this voice actor. Why do I know him? Even though it's like it should be super obvious that it's super or whatever, but I'm just not like just thinking too hard about it. And eventually it like clicked, but yeah, I try to avoid pausing in the middle of an episode, but sometimes it's like it like hurts my head to like try and forget that I'm thinking about this.
I have a confession to make for you, Daniel.
Uh-huh.
I'm still paused 5 minutes into the Faraway Paladin episode 1.
All right, look.
It's been, what, 3 weeks?
I don't give a shit about Faraway Paladin.
No, I know. But it's funny, because I remember telling you and Fabi that I was going to watch it like 3 weeks ago, and I started episode 1, paused, and never came back.
I thought the show was like extremely average, so you may be dodging a bullet in my personal opinion, but...
It's fair. I just thought it was funny, because I remember saying I was going to watch it, and I still haven't.
I've done that before with, I was like watching Prima Doll, and someone pinged me, it's like, hey, you should join call. I'm like, alright, sure, whatever. And then I like open my phone the next day, and I'm like still 6 minutes into a Prima Doll episode. I'm like, oh, well.
And it's like, oh, you might be going somewhere or doing something, so it's like, oh, well, I guess I'll do this later.
I like woke up, and I'm like, alright, I guess I'm watching this now. I guess it's just there.
I've definitely done that one before, where I wake up like 30 minutes, an hour early, and then see like whatever I was watching the night before still paused on my phone, and like, I guess I have plans this morning now.
Yeah, it was like every morning my I don't know if have I mentioned it? I don't know, whatever. My dog like comes in and wakes me up, And so I have like two options. I can go back to sleep and I'm going to get like multiple extra hours of sleep, which is not good for you. Or I can just stay awake and like hope that I'm tired by the end of the day or whatever. And so I can get to sleep normally. I can't remember the last time I've gotten good sleep. It's honestly like a really bad problem.
The heck? It's not good.
Yeah, no, it's like really bad actually. Because anytime I have a day off or whatever, because I have a hard time like getting to sleep early and I have early shifts. And so
Yeah.
I don't get I have like 6 hours of sleep at best really for work. But then on days I'm off, I'm like, okay, cool. I can just like I can sleep and I can get like decent sleep. But then like
It never goes that
my
way.
parents will go to work early, and so
Oh.
my dog has like abandonment issues or whatever. So she's like, all right, well, time to roll
Put it out
upstairs and
one.
go drag him downstairs. I was really pissed because I thought because my mom was off work. I'm like, okay, thank fuck the dog is not gonna come get me. That little asshole just fucking or not even fucking big asshole comes upstairs, like doesn't even to give me to feed her. And like typically I'm not even the one who gives you the morning food. Wake up my mom, not me. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, sleep problems aside, voice actress that I wish got more main roles is Azusa Tadakoro. Lugia probably likes her for her singing, but she was the voice actress for Kothori. And she doesn't have many like main roles. Like she's some kid from Shitty Slime Isekai or whatever that I didn't watch, but I can't really see like
Yeah,
many
I'm
other
looking
main.
now.
She's a Bang Dream person that'll probably do
Yeah, it
it.
seems like a lot of idol stuff.
Yeah, but she did Kothori. And I like
She's
her. I
doing
like the voice she did for her.
Shizuka and Million Live next year, which will be pretty hype.
Man, I wish she had a lot of roles in
Roles for things that
2017.
you would watch.
Yeah, I would love to hear her. I'm gonna watch. So right now I'm on like the Monogatari Idol wheel spin and then like garbage show. My next garbage watch is gonna be what's the English name? I don't know how to fucking I couldn't tell you how to pronounce this. It's like
Let's go.
Brynhilder in the Darkness.
Yeah.
She
Oh, I
voices a
think I've heard
character
of
in
this.
that. I've seen some clips and I'm like, all right, this will be a fine trash show. And so that'll be a watched eventually. But yeah, I wish she had more good roles. She's just stuck being a Bandori actress or whatever. It's a tough
Fuck,
scene.
maybe she enjoys it.
I mean,
bro.
she's she does Bandori, she does like Katsu, she does
She's a
Idolmaster.
big idol person.
Yeah. Which we don't talk about Aikatsu, but she does it.
Yeah, I wish she had, because I like what she did with Kotori, but she doesn't really do much of that like tone, I guess, often anymore. Like I can't like there's not even much that like if I click on my list specifically, like it would be the only characters I would even like really recognize as like important in any capacity would be like Mifu from Precon. She was Chloe and Slime, but that's about it. And she was also in Phantom World, but Phantom World sucks ass, so we don't talk about Phantom World. But yeah, I mean,
Phantom World, the one. Wait, I feel like I've heard of this anime too.
it's probably Kyoto Animation's like biggest L.
Yeah.
Hell,
That's definitely how I would describe it.
Myriad Colors. This one. Phantom
Yeah,
World?
Myriad Colors, Phantom World.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen this on YouTube or something. I was like, just seen a trailer or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was trash.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah, it's pretty garbage.
Based.
And I don't know why the fuck they picked it up. It's like such a random show for Kyoto Animations to do because they do like Violet Evergarden,
Sure, yeah.
HBK, all that shit.
Hmm.
It's a little goofy.
Yep.
It's just funny with all of like you said, all the shit that they do and like the types of shows those things are to also have Phantom World on there. But I guess
Yeah, I have
Well, I
nothing
mean, I
else
guess-
to add unless anyone else has something to say.
That's pretty much everyone for me.
I don't have
I
anything in
could,
particular.
I'm sure I could keep digging through Fate and voice
Yeah,
actor.
if I
but let's
really
not.
wanted to, I could like
Yeah.
drag it out, but there's no purpose at this point.
Yeah. Like I said, for me, it's like because people change their voices often for each character, it's like more about the performance. That's why I picked like Rem. I thought that was a good one. Ayano Koji, Okabe. Those were like the ones that kind of stood out to me. So
Yeah, I'm sure there are like finer details we like could have touched on, but we didn't because we just raved about things we like. But whatever.
also, I don't know much about. I feel like a lot of us don't know everything about like.
There's
voice
only
acting.
so much we can really say
Yeah.
about voice acting as like non-Japanese speakers.
I did watch.
Exactly.
I watched Q, which is an anime about voice acting. Actually, it was pretty mid. There's probably just too many characters to follow. There's like literally 16 of them, 16 main characters. It's a little much.
I hate that he introduced Q so dramatically just to go. It was mid.
I mean, it was a fine show. I don't regret watching it, but it's not like grand or anything. It just goes through like what maybe like some hardships they might go through or what their daily life might be like. You know, they do like side projects and stuff like that. It was like part idol anime as well, basically. Because I mean, a lot of voice actresses are in those like idol groups or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the 24th episode of the Gochuucast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, you should click the subscribe button. Also the like button. If you're on audio only, you can follow the podcast and rate us 5 stars. That would be fantastic. If you are on YouTube and you'd like to find us on the audio only side of things, you can click the anchor link in the description below, and it will take you to all the doodads with the Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Audio only, you just got to look up the podcast name. Is the Order an Anime Podcast? You will not find anything else, I swear. Probably. I'm gonna fact check this. What happens?
What the heck?
Is the Order an Anime Podcast? Yeah, first thing right there.
Yep, didn't lose our SEO yet.
Yeah, we're not done for. We got a little bit. Yeah. All right. We're like all the first whatevers. We are. You physically cannot fucking miss us if you look that up. So yeah, thank you for listening, and we will see you again Saturday, 3 p.m. BST, as always. Thank you and goodbye.